They built 96 houses on my land, not by accident, on purpose. I inherited 47 acres in Colorado from my grandfather, paid off and pristine. Went to visit the property for the first time in 3 years and found an entire subdivision where my forest used to be. Paved roads, streetlights, families moving furniture into houses they'd paid $485,000 each for. The HOA president, a woman who'd never worked an honest day but wore a Rolex like a badge, told me to my face I was a deadbeat squatter trying to scam hardworking families. Said her lawyer confirmed the land was abandoned, so adverse possession made it legally theirs. She'd already deposited $16 million in pre-sales. Here's what I did. Absolutely nothing. Let them finish construction. Watch them landscape, paint, install pools. Then I walked into federal court with my grandfather's original 1971 deed. What would you do if someone built a neighborhood on your property? Drop your state below. Let's see where my land rights family is watching from. My name's Dakota Flint, yeah, like the stone. 47 years old, structural engineer, divorced. I drive a 2008 Silverado that burns a quart of oil every month. Nothing special about me except one thing. My grandfather left me 47 acres of Colorado forest worth about $4.2 million. William Flint bought that land in 1971 for $8,200 cash. Depression-era guy. Kept every receipt in leather ledgers that smelled like pipe tobacco and WD-40. When he died in 2019, he left me the property with one note tucked inside the deed. Don't let the bastards take what's yours. I didn't visit for 3 years. Divorced, 2 kids in college, 70-hour work weeks. But I paid property taxes every April, $6,400 annually. Never late, always online. I had the email receipts. August 2022, I finally drove up to scatter Grandpa's ashes. Turned off Highway 36 onto Theold Fire Road and my stomach dropped. The pine forest was gone. In its place, Yarrick's Mediterranean stucco houses with fake balconies and HOA-mandated beige paint. A carved stone entrance sign read Ridgeline Heights, a Whitmore luxury community. I checked my GPS 4 times. Same coordinates. This was my land. At the gatehouse, a security guard stopped me. Residents only. I own this property, I said, holding up my phone with the deed photo. He smirked. Sure, buddy. And I'm Elon Musk, turn around. Before I could argue, a white Range Rover pulled up. Out stepped Cassandra Whitmore, mid-50s, Botoxed into a permanent look of mild surprise, wearing white linen that probably cost more than my monthly mortgage. She had that specific energy of someone who'd never been told no by anyone who mattered. Problem, Bull Ray? She asked the guard, not looking at me. This gentleman claims he owns the development. Cassandra finally turned. Her eyes scanned me. Work boots, carrot jacket, calloused hands. I watched her mentally file me under pour. How charming, she said. Sweetie, if you're looking for construction work, most crews have filled their labor positions, but I can't take your number. I'm not looking for work. I'm the legal owner. My grandfather, William Flint. She pulled out her phone, scrolled with manicured nails. Our title company ran a forensic search. This land was abandoned for over 3 years, which under Colorado Adverse Possession Statute 38 to 41, 101 means nothing if property taxes were paid. I interrupted. Her smile went sharp. That's adorable. You know just enough to be dangerous. She pulled out a business card, held it between 2 fingers like it was contaminated. Brian Keir, our attorney, he'll explain why your claim is, what's the legal term? Frivolous? I took the card. How many houses are sold? All 96. Pre-construction sales totaled $16 million. Families are moving in by Thanksgiving. She said it like a threat. This is a legitimate development properly permitted through Boulder County. If you continue trespassing, I'll call Sheriff Mitchell personally. We're major contributors to his department's equipment fund. Then she did something that made my blood freeze. She pulled out her phone, snapped my license plate. Just in case you decide to come back and vandalize anything, we have excellent security footage. She leaned closer. And trust me, honey, people like you don't win against people like us. The diesel smell from a nearby excavator mixed with fresh concrete. A nail gun echoed pop like a countdown. I drove home, hands shaking. That night I spread Grandpa's documents across my kitchen table. The 1971 deed, 47 annual tax receipts, survey maps. Cassandra had threatened me, photographed my truck, and implied I was a criminal. She'd also just given me everything I needed to bury her. Monday morning I called Brian Keir, Cassandra's attorney. His receptionist had that voice. Professionally pleasant in the way dentists are when they're about to tell you that you need a root canal. Mr. Keiris in depositions all week. Can I take a message? Dakota Flint about the Ridgeline Heights property. Pause. Oh yes, Mr. Keir anticipated your call. He's authorized me to offer a nuisance settlement of $15,000 if you'll sign a quitclaim deed by Friday. $15,000 for $4 million in land. I'd heard about quitclaim deeds from my divorce. That's how my ex got the time-sharing Branson that neither of us wanted. Basically, you're signing away all your rights to something without anyone promising those rights actually exist. It's the legal equivalent of saying, I give up. Don't even care if I'm right. My divorce lawyer had told me, never sign one unless you're absolutely sure you're walking away from nothing. Tell Mr. Keir I'll see him in court, I said, and hung up before she could respond. I needed a real lawyer, not the guy who'd handled my divorce for $2,200. I needed the kind who makes other lawyers check their malpractice insurance. My buddy Marcus, a civil engineer in Cheyenne, gave me one name, Lydia Chen. She'd beaten a railroad company in a Wyoming adverse possession case so badly they'd offered her a job just to make her stop. Her consultation fee was $500. I paid it with a credit card and prayed. Lydia's office smelled like old leather and lemon furniture polish, the kind of smell that costs money to maintain. She was about 60, gray hair and a tight bun, reading glasses on a beaded chain. She listened to my entire story without interrupting, making notes and handwriting so perfect it looked like a font. When I finished, she set down her pen. Show me your tax receipts. I pulled out a folder thick enough to hurt someone. Email confirmations, bank statements, county records, every April payment since 2019, plus copies going back to Grandpa's first payment in 1971. She flipped through them, and I watched her mouth twitch into something that might have been a smile on a less controlled face. Colorado adverse possession requires 18 years of open, continuous hostile possession, and the squatter has to pay property taxes the entire time if you've been paying their claim is stillborn. So I get an injunction stop construction. She closed the folder, but here's what I'd do instead, and you're going to think I've lost my mind. Let them finish building. I stared at her. What if you stop? Construction now, Cassandra's company declares. Bankruptcy, your land gets tied up in a 3-year litigation circus with 96 families who bought homes in good faith, suing everyone, including you. Banks, title companies, insurance companies. It becomes legal whack-a-hole. She leaned forward. But if you let them finish, then file for declaratory judgment. You own 96 completed houses. Cassandra's company has committed textbook fraud, selling property they don't own. They'll be desperate to settle because the alternative is prison. My hands were shaking. What if they somehow win? They won't. But even in some parallel universe where they did, you've lost nothing. Your land's already occupied. The difference is whether you fight one corrupt developer or 96 traumatized families. It was cold, strategic,